pastor not only feeds the sheep with doctrine, he also has to feel. He has to feel what the sheep are feeling because the shepherd, the chief shepherd, felt what his sheep were feeling. You need someone who is passionate about doctrine because it can help heal the wounds of sheep. Acts chapter 20 is not a redo of what you find in 1st and 2nd Timothy. Here's what you're going to find in Acts 20. You get to see how a pastor feels. You get to see how Jesus feels. You get to see how Paul feels so that you can know what's driving the pastor to do his duties. Are you all with me? And in case you're thinking, why should I care about how a pastor feels? Listen, dads, you know you're the shepherd of your family, right? They don't just need truth. They need to know what you feel about them. They need a shepherd who knows how to hug, how to kiss, how to look into your eyes and know that man loves me. That's what a shepherd is. After the uproar ceased, Paul sent for the disciples, and after encouraging them, that's the ESV, he said farewell and departed for Macedonia. When he had gone through those regions and had given them much encouragement, he came to Greece. And there he spent 3 months. And when a plot was made against him by the Jews, as he was about to set sail for Syria, he decided to return through Macedonia. Church, listen, I have many goals for all of you. But the most important goal that I have for your life is that you will be able to finish your race with your faith in Jesus intact. Everything else comes secondary to this one goal that I have for all of you. I want you to think about your life like a marathon. You're running it, and some of you are on an earlier mile, and some of you are on maybe your last mile. Marathon is 26 miles, by the way. My goal is to run alongside you for a little while. Sometimes running in front so you can say, I know you're tired, follow me as I follow Christ. Sometimes running behind you and encouraging you this way. When I'm in the middle of a marathon, if I had a coach with me, I never have, but if I had one, I would want him to say to me at times, don't quit. You can do this. Stay in the race. I know you want to give up. I know you're tired. Don't. Sometimes I need that. Sometimes I need a coach to say, I know why you're feeling this way. It's because you've been eating sugar all week. You've been filling your body with junk food, and now you're running the way you are because you've been filling your body with something that it doesn't really need. Sometimes I need a coach to tell me that, an admonishment. Sometimes I need a coach. Well, listen, mile 23, I'm crying because it hurts, and I need a coach to cry with me. My goal for you is that you will run with me. Some days you're going to need a coach to say, stop filling your eyes with all that junk. Put it aside because it's going to hinder your run. You told me you wanted to run toward Christ and you're not. So stop it. You need a coach like that, right? Sometimes you need a coach to say, don't quit. I'm with you. Stay in this with me. I'll run with you for a few weeks. Come on, let's cry together. That's what a pastor is. I think that's what Paul's doing here. Jesus has a deep yearning for his people that we would live our lives and not just survive our lives. So, church, if you're here this morning and you feel drained of life, you feel like your life used to be full of energy, but now maybe as you've gotten older, that energy is waning. I want you to know, first and foremost, that his heart understands that feeling and he is affectionate and sympathetic toward that feeling. Peter told us, when you're feeling that way, when the cares of the world have just drained you, look what he told us. He said, cast all your anxieties on him. Why? Because he cares for you. This is an invitation for the people of Jesus to take the weight of the world and cast it on the shepherd who is capable of carrying the weight of the world. Anybody in here capable of carrying that weight? Sometimes the weight of life can feel like the weight of death on you. Life is like that. You can't carry that weight. Jesus has this invitation to sheep who feel like, I can't even get out of bed half the time because the world is so heavy. He says, yes, I know. You weren't designed to carry that weight. Cast those anxieties on me. I can carry that weight. A shepherd, a true shepherd, has this affection for his sheep when he sees them falling down because they just can't carry the weight of life anymore. My hope for this church is that as the world grows more depressing, because it will, that the people of Long Beach Island, and specifically Beach Haven, I hope that they will look at the people of this church and they'll see a people whose happiness and whose joy in life is not found in the things that they're losing in life. It's found in Him. There are people all over this island who have built up a satisfaction in their ability to play pickleball and golf and family and all the things that are one by one they're losing. I used to be able to grab that, now it's gone. I can't hold a racket anymore. And when that happens, what happens to their will to live? They just lose it. They just don't want it anymore. I want this church to be filled with people whose joy and passion for life never goes away because it's not found in pickleball. It's found in the one place that you can never lose. It's found in Christ. That's what I hope for this church, and I have an affection to keep pouring that into you so that people will look and say, where do you get this love for life? Well, come on down to church. Let me show you Jesus. Because it's in Him. So to the weary one here this morning, who is kind of losing their desires for life because the things they used to love, they've started to lose. To that one, I know you're here. How about a word from your chief shepherd? Not from me, but from Jesus. He has this to say to you. Through the prophet Jeremiah, I will satisfy the weary soul, and every languishing soul I will replenish. All you need to do is come to Him and drink. It's all you need to do. This promise is for you. Just go to Him and get what your thirsty soul desires. Friends, as we close this morning, Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. I told you something a few years ago now that I thought would be good to remind you of. There was one classical scholar who looked at this word, good, and he wanted to understand what it meant. It doesn't mean like good as in the opposite of bad. That's not what he's talking about there. Just like that other word, which I talked to you about, like trunk can be used in different contexts. This word good for good shepherd can also mean beautiful. And so a very good rendering of that famous words of Jesus would be, I am the shepherd beautiful. That's a very good way to translate what Jesus is saying there. Do you know what makes your shepherd beautiful? Who cares what he looks like, right? Why do you think the Bible never describes his outward appearance? Because it doesn't matter. What makes our shepherd so beautiful are the affections of his heart for his Father and for his bride. When you get to heaven, I can promise you, you're not going to care what he looks like. You're going to be so focused on the beauty that is glowing, just outrageously flowing out of his heart. My hope for this morning is that you would have seen a bit of the beauty of the shepherd's heart shining through the Apostle Paul. And my other hope was that you, as you beheld a little bit of that beauty, your heart would be conformed to that beauty and you would have the same affections for the person sitting right next to you. Let me just tell you, there are some marriages that are in trouble in our church. There are. After you hear the way that the shepherd feels about you, my hope is that you would learn to feel that way about the hurting people in your own household. Hey friends, Pastor Luke just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you for watching the video. If you found it to be edifying and encouraging, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. For more videos and sermons like this, or to watch the full-length sermon, you can find it right here on our YouTube channel or by visiting our website, www.hopeoflbi.com.